We were at the Grand Canyon.
Hey, we're at the Grand Canyon. We saw some birds. The canyon should not be considered a canyon. A canyon! Okay, now control.
Quinn thinks it's not a canyon.
For some reason.
He says it's just land.
Just mountains sunk in earth. I was very unimpressed.
We came in at the east entrance to the south rim. Thanks, Elliot.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thanks. Okay, just stop.
One of the very first stops is Desert View Watchtower. Unfortunately, when we visited, the tower was closed, but there was still a really great view. Hopefully when you go, the tower is open. For this stay at the Grand Canyon, we stayed in Mather Campground. This is kind of our routine. We pull into the site, set up the tent, and then kind of go from there. Here's Matt getting the tent out. Here's our jam-packed vehicle.
I just broke the tent bag.
And the boys were reading this hilarious story at the time.
There's this book series we really like called Hazardous Tales, and they have a book called Major Impossible, which is set in the Grand Canyon, so it was really cool to be there.
Our whole national parks trip, I had started planning, I guess a little later than everybody else does, and there were only 2 nights available.
We did 48 hours in Yellowstone, worked out. We did 48 hours in Bryce Canyon, worked out. We tried to do 48 hours in the Grand Canyon, but guess what? As soon as we set up camp and started to make dinner, it just started pouring, and it
Not
was
like a light rain.
No, it was like
heavy
very, very heavy.
and lightning.
Lots of lightning. Lightning is pretty common in Grand Canyon National Park. They have like 25,000 lightning strikes every year. And just the week before, there were some hikers who actually were hit by lightning, and one of them had to be resuscitated. There's this one guy who was walking through the parking lot to get to his car. He was in no hurry. And we're like watching like lightning everywhere, and we're like, dude, hustle.
Bro, please do not make us watch you die.
There's lightning out there. Oh, please don't get it.
We decided to go and get pizza.
Yeah, it was like the okayest pizza I've ever had. I don't know how they did that, but it was warm and it wasn't disgusting. It was $26.
It's a tent getting rained on, and then I made splashes. Our tent does not look like that.
Normally when we arrive at these national parks, we're like doing something right away. We set up camp and then we hit a trail or two. But this one was a bust. We didn't get to do anything except for set up our camp and eat expensive pizza. But
We were at the pizza place though when Suni Lee won the Olympics.
this is Jill's mastermind.
This is just a list of possible trails, but Bright Angel I think we should do, and Shoshone Point.
I think if you name anything Angel, it's like, okay, I'm in. Sign me up, bro.
Sign me up.
Quinn has been helping us with the sausage.
Cut that.
We're gonna put it on. Good job, Quinn. So after that first night where we really didn't get to do anything, we looked at the weather report for the next day, which was a full day for us, and more rain was predicted. So we were thinking, okay, we're gonna just try to get in a couple things in the morning.
So there's this hike called
Shoshone Point.
Oh, I remember that one. Hello. Look, I dressed up today.
There's no sign when you actually find it.
There's a parking lot and no signage.
A mile hike, but it's a sweet spot because there's not a lot of people.
I really liked because it's just a trail that you get to walk through.
So I think it took us about a half hour in and then a half hour back out again. And when you get to the top, it's weird because even though it's an unmarked trail, there are outhouses at the top and like recycling and picnic tables. I don't know why this is a hidden gem, because it's spectacular. It might be my favorite view of the Grand Canyon that we saw on our trip.
From there, we headed to the Bright Angel Trailhead, and I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed because we didn't have enough time there. So we knew it was gonna rain, so we couldn't venture very far, but we were able to explore the trail just a little bit.
loved Bright Angel and wish that we had so much more time to really delve into exploring that trail. Unfortunately, there was a drought, so it rained.
Second wave of storms coming in.
We finished Bright Angel and then came back to the campsite. I made lunch, the franks and beans the boys had been wanting.
I keep accidentally starting to hold them now.
That's okay.
From there, we tried to look up a place that we could kind of just hang out for the afternoon because it was supposed to storm again for the next 3 to 4 hours. But we ended up going to the IMAX theater, not to watch the movie, but to sit and enjoy the ice cream shop.
I got a chocolate ice cream that had gummy bears on it.
This is a Frosty float. It has Mexican 7-Up and sherbet in it. Sherbet? Sherbet. How do you pronounce it? How's yours, buddy? After the rain, it was early evening. There's like a stretch of rim trail on the Grand Canyon, overlooking the Grand Canyon. It goes from Mather to Yavapai.
That was actually a great little hike. It's not very far. It's less than a mile in between those 2 points. And there's lots of great spots to look out and see the expanse of the Grand Canyon.
And so we took that trail and we just kind of hung out. We took in the views. There are a couple of great stopping points where you can go further out on rocks that kind of jut out over into the canyon.
So the Grand Canyon was a little disappointing, but because of the rain.
It rained for like half of our time in Grand Canyon.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell.
Because you don't want to miss.
Moab!
Like, not sign, like
Actual Moab.
Mom's finally right this time.
We're going to show you the sign that we saw at the bathroom that proves that my fear of squirrels is not irrational.
you just
Bring gloves, grab it by the neck, choke it, chuck it.
Choke it and chuck it.
Remember, folks, choke it and chuck it. You see a bear,
Choke it, chuck it.
you see a wolf.
run.
That is not good advice. Disclaimer. But really, no animals were harmed in filming these videos.